Yes, we are talking about pen names today, and no, it's not because of all the Twitter drama. Hello, my lovely inkblots, and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, my name is Ash, and I am an author and a VTuber, among other things. And today I wanted to talk about pen names. Lately I've been seeing a lot of discussion around pen names due to a certain somebody using them for horrible reasons, but we aren't going to go over that today. Instead, I want to talk about how I've used pen names both in the past and now, and also how being a VTuber kind of links into all of that, because honestly, I do think that one of the best ways to have or utilize a pen name online is to do it kind of as a VTuber, but I will explain. Before we get into all of that, it's really important to note that there are two different kinds of pen names. First of all, there are closed pen names, and those are pen names where you don't know who's behind them or what other names that specific person might write under. And then there are open pen names, where it's kind of like an open secret kind of thing. The pen names are linked somewhere to the original author, usually on their author website, but the whole point is that you know who the writer is and what other names they write under. For example, my pen name, Ash Inkrot, is a closed pen name. It's not tied to my offline identity or anything like that. But if I made other pen names and had them clearly linked back to Ash on something like my author website, those would be considered open pen names. Anyway, in my early days of writing, the days where I mostly wrote fanfiction, I used a pen name, and over time it kind of became an open pen name, but it's one that I don't use anymore because I don't really write fanfiction anymore. After that, I moved on to using my real name for my writing, but I ended up switching to pen names due to some of the harassment that I underwent. I've talked about this in a couple of other videos, so I'm not going to go into it again, but, you know, people online are mean. It's not a surprise, it's just kind of a fact. The funny thing is, I got into VTubers around the same time that I started this pen name, and I decided to do both under the same name, and I likely will never go back. Also, as a side note, VTubers who use their VTuber identities as pen names are also called V-writers or V-authors or V-creators, just V-whatevers, and they could usually be found using those kind of search terms. Anyway, you might be wondering, what's so good about being a VTuber who writes under the same name, or being a V-writer or a V-author? So, first of all, you can use a closed pen name and remain anonymous while still being able to directly interact with your readers and people who engage with your stuff. While a lot of that can be done just through comments on social media and things like that, I've noticed that a lot of writers have been picking up live streaming recently. And so a setup like this allows you to interact with your readers and other writers in a way that still keeps you anonymous. But on top of that, it also makes it to where you have some sort of image of yourself out there that readers and people who interact with your stuff can kind of attach to and identify you by. It could also help you promote your writing and stuff if your audience for, you know, your VTuber stuff intersects with what you write. For me, I like to write stuff that was inspired by anime, manga, and light novels, all of which are things that a lot of VTuber fans tend to enjoy. So, they're usually drawn in by my VTuber stuff and my model, and then they learn about my stories, which are usually something they might like. At least in theory. I need to share more about my projects. On top of that, being a V-writer also allows you to kind of play around with how you present yourself. And there's a lot of ways to mess around with that when you're in an online space. But I feel like VTubing just kind of, how would I put it? It lets you experiment in a way that regular pictures wouldn't really let you do. I mean, this is mostly a bonus that comes from VTubing in general, but it's been very important for me since this self-discovery that I went through since becoming a VTuber has also led to a shift in my writing. It can also make it to where your pen name is kind of representative of a character or alter ego that might match the genre of what you're writing. And it helps keep things more separate, while also letting your readers recognize you. Anyway, that's basically what I've got to say about pen names. I think they're great, as long as people are using them for, you know, what they're supposed to be used for. To any of my VWriter mutuals who might be seeing this, or even, you know, VWriters and stuff that I haven't met yet, feel free to comment down below about your own experiences with using your pen name as your VTuber name at the same time. Let me know how it's been, let me know what you write, let me know where you post. I would love to check all of you guys out. On top of that, if you're a writer who's watching this video and you're considering making the plunge into VTubing, there are some relatively inexpensive options for starting, but I would like to note that my commissions are open for 3D models like mine, so if you would like something like this, go ahead and check out my Ko-fi. The link will be in the description because that is where I am taking commissions currently. Alright, hopefully I will see you guys in the next video, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!